brew category is newer line to the Waring offering of products, but it's a line that we're proud of. And it's a very important line because if you think about it, it's one of the most consumed products worldwide every day. Over 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed in the world every day. That's phenomenal to think of. As far as ingredients go, other than salt and maybe sugar, I can't think of any ingredient that's used more than coffee. So it's important that you have a machinery that goes along with that coffee and make sure that it is brewed correctly and in the way that you need to dispense it for your operation. So as you can see, we have a variety of products here for the coffee consumer and the different operations that are out there. You have your standard pour over, which is a manual operation. Simply by pouring the water into this unit here, it'll come out and brew through the bottom into your glass pot urn. We also have it in a thermal version with a thermal pot that gets automatic, so you can plumb this unit into your wall and have it automatically set up to brew into the thermal pot. Over here we have a similar to the pour over, but it has the automatic feature as well. So if it's plumbed in, it can automatically brew your cup of or pot of coffee. And on top we have these nice warming units to keep the coffee at the perfect drinking temperature. Okay, and for the thermal units, we don't have that because the pot itself will keep the coffee warm. Instead, we simply have these nice guardrails up top so that the thermos carafe stays sedentary and it doesn't fall off the unit. All right, and then last but not least over here, we have an air pot brewer because there's a lot of need for portable air pots in catering halls, different dining facilities, hotels. They need to brew large pots of coffee to have out for dispersal by the guests themselves. Best way to do it was with an air pot, and this one is set up to automatically brew as well. Another great feature with our Cafe Deco line and keeping the coffee at the optimal quality is these PTC warmers that are standard on the coffee brewers themselves, or they are standalone. And what sets these apart is they actually help measure the volume of coffee and they will adjust the heat accordingly. So you're not overcooking the coffee and evaporating it and making it burnt and bitter over the day. It's actually going to heat it just enough so that it keeps it at the optimal flavor profile and also at the optimal temperature for drinking, which is great for energy savings as well as the overall quality of your coffee as it sits there throughout the day. Another feature that we want to talk about is our spreader. So this is where the water goes through before it goes over the grounds. It's easily removable so that you can decalcify it if you have a hard water source, and you can also clean it. But we've also found from the industry in our tests that this is one of the best dispersions for coffee and saturation rates in the grounds, meaning you're going to get more flavor out of the coffee you use, therefore being more efficient, using less product, and having an overall better product. At the end of the day, I like to think of coffee as one of those miracle ingredients. There's a lot that goes into the cultivation of it. There's a lot that goes into the preparation of it, and every step of the way changes or alters the flavor of something that most humans consume every day of their life. So it's important to use machinery that takes care of that coffee the way it's supposed to be drunk and make sure that it's at the optimal quality through the entire process. And very important, and a trick I used to do in my operations is whatever's left over at the end of the day isn't a waste. It shouldn't go in the trash. We used to simply save it in a nice ice cube tray, freeze it, and then the next day we would use these ice cubes to chill down our iced coffees. You can do this with iced teas as well. And then you're not throwing away any of your product that you spent so much time and effort to make, and you're not diluting your iced coffee for the next guest. So all in all, coffee is a very important ingredient, and it deserves the same amount of respect as any of the high-priced items you bring into your operation. So use the equipment that's going to make the difference. Thank you.